We are live. Welcome to Two Dudes with Attitudes Wrestling Podcast. My name is John. Welcome to the Summerslam 2022 pre-show. Tonight is the night, everybody, that we get WWE Summerslam. All right, so welcome to the show. My name is John. So let's just get right into this. Welcome, everybody. Uh, we're going to be discussing obviously SummerSlam tonight. We're going to be discussing the two go home shows, Raw and SmackDown this week. We're also going to be discussing the match card for the night's matches as well. So, with that being said, let's get ready to start this up. Welcome, everybody. If you're just joining us, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. We'll let you know when we release new content. That'd be greatly appreciated. So let me adjust my mic here just a tad. There we go. I feel like everybody can hear me better. So let's do this. So, all right. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to start off with the go home show for Raw. This past Monday night, we all know that Triple H took over for the duties of creative along with talent relations. So the go home show felt really good to me. There was a lot. It was a lot going on. One was Madison Square Garden. Two, it being the fact that it was Rey Mysterio's 20th anniversary in the company. Plus, they had Roman Reigns in the Bloodline there as well, our champion. So let's just get right into it. The matches I thought were okay. The opening segment between Miz and Paul. Was the opening thing with Miz and Logan Paul fighting was just awful. Okay, we didn't need that part. Roman Reigns and Bloodline come out after that, and they give a great promo, and then Theory's there, and then Roman really just lets him have it with the promo. So, that was a good start. It felt like a lot of matches were being set forth. Obviously the Street Profits at the end of the night against the Bloodline with Riddle and Reigns. I just felt like Raw was a good show. I'm not going to spend too much time on these two shows because this is about the SummerSlam, but I felt like Raw was like a good go home for Raw. Like it was a lot better when it passed and just really gave us a lot of things to look forward to going into SummerSlam. So let's fast forward to last night, SmackDown. Okay. I felt like SmackDown was lackluster. It didn't feel like the go-home show. I felt like Raw was the go-home show and SmackDown was just kind of there to settle the Drew McIntyre and Sheamus match to set up for Drew to be facing the winner of tonight's main event at Clash of Champions. Or, I'm sorry, at Clash at the Castle. My apologies. I just felt like SmackDown wasn't all that great. They said Lacey Evans was medically hurt. Never did hear what the reasoning was for that. They just said she was out. It didn't happen. So that match was scrapped. Never saw anything more about Shinsuke and Gunther and all them. That was just kind of to the side. It just felt like things were just certain things that have been going on SmackDown were just kind of to the rug. I don't know. I just felt like it wasn't that good of a SmackDown. I just felt like it was lackluster. Even though Lesnar made a surprise appearance because he wasn't advertised. I just felt like it was lackluster. I just didn't feel like it was a go-home SmackDown. That's the show before the paper or the premium live event tonight, and it was just a lackluster show. So I don't know. I just feel like SmackDown was lackluster. So going into the SummerSlam tonight, there are 8 matches on the card for the night. The one thing about tonight that is interesting to me personally is the Seth Rollins and Riddle match was scrapped. Monday night they said, Tuesday they reported that Riddle was hurt, which in reality came out it wasn't. He's actually fine. They're just using that match as they're saving it for Clash of the Castle. So Rollins has no match. Rollins is not even scheduled for SummerSlam tonight. He took to Twitter thanking everybody that paid a ticket to see him, but he's not going to be there. He has no match. And Triple H had tweeted back, "I hear you." No Rollins, no Riddle tonight on the card. There's been some speculation that Rollins could have a match tonight, that the WWE could have brought somebody back. I've heard a lot of people that could be. One of them, obviously, a lot of people saying Bray Wyatt. I seriously don't think that's going to happen. So, as much as people want Bray Wyatt to come back to WWE, I just don't see that happening right now. So that to me that's no. They also said Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano could, but I just don't see what kind of sense it would make for him to fight Rollins. I don't see it. I mean, you're not gonna have Rollins at WrestleMania lose because Cody Rhodes come back and then turn around at SummerSlam, one of their major pay-per-views, and turn around and have him lose again to somebody just came back. Like, I just don't see that. So, I don't know. I don't think Rollins is going to be on there. I did hear this afternoon that there was from a friend of mine that had read a story that they were saying Dolph Ziggler is a strong possibility for Rollins to have a match with tonight. I don't see that either. I don't understand why you would have Dolph Ziggler fight Seth Rollins. He was having a feud with Theory, and then that kind of just went to the wayside. So there's no telling there. I just don't think Rollins is going to be part of SummerSlam tonight. I know that shocks a lot of people, but I don't think he's going to be unless he comes in there and says, I want a match or something, or he's there. So I don't know. I just feel like WWE could have done something different with that and just had the match between him and Riddle. Anyways, they didn't. So who knows? So let's get into the night's matches. We have on the card for the night all the titles with the exception of the Intercontinental title is up for grabs tonight. Both women's titles are up for grabs, and the United States Championship's up for grabs. The tag team titles are up for grabs, and the undisputed heavyweight championship's up for grabs as well. So, also that's all the titles that's up for grabs. Also, the night Rey Mysterio and Dominic versus the Judgment Day in a no disqualification match. There has been rumors that Edge could return tonight as well during that match, but there's nothing locked in key saying he's going to. He was supposed to rumored to have been returning on Raw, and that didn't happen. So there's still a possibility he could show up tonight, but nothing's locked in, and I haven't heard much else about it. So Edge could potentially return tonight for this. If he does, I would say it would probably be during the Judgment Day match to help Rey and Dominic win. We'll see. So let's go into the card a little bit and kind of discuss some of the matches. One, I feel like we'll go with the Mysterio match. I feel like that Rey and Dominic will win that match. Obvious reasons there. I feel like that's what they're setting up for, and especially if Edge returns tonight, it would make sense for them to win. I'm also looking for Bianca Belair to retain the title tonight, although WWE has done stuff where they've had her lose the title, or she could lose the title again, but I just don't see that right now. But we have new people in creative, and they may be like, yeah, we want to give it to Becky. So who knows? It very well could be Becky Lynch's night to win again. Who knows? The women's championship match tonight, Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey. I see Liv retaining that belt, but I also see I also could see Charlotte Flair returning tonight and costing Rousey the match, or maybe Liv Morgan the distraction. I don't know. I don't really see why Liv Morgan and Charlotte would feud because it just wouldn't, to me, wouldn't make any sense. I can see why she would Ronda, because Ronda has she has beef with Ronda since she tapped out. That happened. So Charlotte Flair could return. She's a possibility as well. That's rumored to return tonight, or could return. Already covered the Mysterios. I got Rey and Dominic winning this. I got Bianca retaining, but Becky could win. But I just see both the women's champions retaining the titles tonight, unless Triple H, as he's head of creative, has changed the tunes and wants to put the belts on, back on Ronda and back on Becky. We'll go with the Logan Paul Miz match. I could give a crap less about this match. I just feel like that the Miz and Logan Paul is way overdue. But I just feel like to me, it's not a pay-per-view SummerSlam match. I look for Logan Paul to win that. Let's go into the Happy Corbin Pat McCaffrey match. I don't know how this match is going to be. They did an okay job of getting the rival set up between these two. But I just feel like Pat McCaffrey's going to win that as well. The Austin Theory Bobby Lashley match. I don't see Bobby Lashley losing this match to Theory. Because one, Theory's talking about cashing in tonight. I mean, he could get the championship back on him, but I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. I don't think Triple H is going to go that route with this guy. So I look Bobby Lashley to retain. But since we're on the thing of Theory, he could in fact cash in tonight, but I have a couple feelings on it, and we'll get to that momentarily. All right, so let's go into the Undisputed Tag Team Championship match, the Usos versus the Street Profits. So some might say the Street Profits are going to win this. Some might say the Usos are going to win this. Honestly, they make you think because of what the Usos did last night to Jeff Jarrett by super kicking him in the face. They make you think that Jeff Jarrett may go with the the Street Profits. But there has been rumors before Triple H took over that they were talking about breaking up the Street Profits and Montez Ford going on singles action. So could the night be the start of that, or is Triple H going to leave them alone? Now, if Triple H and them decide they're not going to break the Profits up and go a different route, then potentially the Profits could win the night. But I honestly don't see that the title's coming off the Usos either. I know that so far on this predictions, I've said every champion retains tonight. That's how I feel it's going to be. I just don't see any titles coming off of them now. You're probably thinking I'm crazy, but reports have said that as of like maybe earlier this week, there still hasn't been any changes to the fact that they aren't going to take any titles off anybody. So, could it happen? It very well could happen. Again, we have a new regime now. So a lot of things could change, or nothing could change at all. We'll have to wait and see. And then that gives us to tonight's main event, the Undisputed Universal Championship match, last man standing. Lesnar versus Reigns tonight. It is a last man standing match, but I feel like, and my buddy pointed this out. My buddy pointed this out to me that Lesnar matches usually don't last too long. Now it is a last man standing match, so they could, they could go that route and say, okay, well, we're going to let this match, we're going to let this match go a little longer. Hopefully they do. I don't want it to be short. I don't want it to be like WrestleMania 38. I do not. That match was awful, just awful. I really hope that they really go into something here tonight, that they really do give a good match. But this one's tricky. This one I've been up in the air on for a long time since they announced this match. I feel like they're not going to take the belts off Reigns tonight. Reigns going to retain. But part of me also says Lesnar could win the night's belts. Is it going to matter because you have a part-time champion? A lot of people say that they're see Lesnar. Some people say leave it on Reigns. Personally, I'd rather it stay on Reigns, but I feel like they needed to do something where we have a champion all the time. Like, I hate the fact that we don't have a champion on television programming all the time because his contract got changed around and was put towards the fact that he doesn't have to make so many appearances. And I hate that because their excuse is, well, we don't have enough people for him to fight. We've run out of people to fight. Well, if you wouldn't have got rid of half your roster over the last year or so, you wouldn't have had those problems. But that's Nick Khan's doing, in my opinion, okay? All right. Nick Khan had his hand in that, and it didn't help. Now, we got a new regime in town, so maybe we get some better talent. Maybe we get some talent back that we shouldn't have lost. Who knows? Hopefully my signal's looking good. I see that connection's unstable. Excuse me for the interruption here. My connection. Let me see if I can't fix my connection, guys. Hold on. Because hopefully y'all can still hear me. Hopefully I didn't lose you. Looks like my bars went up a little bit more. Looks like strength might be, it's fairly good. Okay, it looks like we got a better signal now. So hopefully it didn't mess up too much. But back to the Reigns-Lesnar match. I feel like that it's a 50-50 shot. But I'm still going to go with Reigns retains the titles tonight. Now, Theory, could cash in tonight. But if he does cash in, I feel like it'll be a failed cash in. But I also feel like that he may not cash in. He may run down there and do something and not cash it in. Who knows? But I just feel like, either way it goes, if they want to get that off of him so they don't have to worry about it anymore, then he'll lose the cash in. If not, then they'll wait and not cash it in tonight. We'll see what happens. But Reigns retains, in my opinion. So, with that being said, pretty much I've said all the champions will retain tonight. Mysterio's win. Pat McCaffrey wins. And we'll just be done with that. I mean, that's my predictions for tonight. Sorry if I feel like I'm moving fast. I'm trying to keep this under a certain time. But that's what I think. I think that the card's a decent card tonight. I'm really hoping for something good tonight. I'm hoping something cool happens because, as we know, SummerSlam is kind of like the pivot point for WWE, or has been in the past, where we move on from a different saga from, WrestleMania and stuff. They kind of change course going into fall and winter months and all that stuff before, we get to the Royal Rumble. So hopefully things change. Hopefully something cool happens tonight. Some sort of a shock or wow factor happens. And we go into Raw this week with a big wow or a good pop or something going on. So anyways, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. We'd really appreciate it. Give this video a thumbs up, share it. We appreciate it. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Till then, next time, stay safe.